An Elddis Crusader Tempest EB, just going to take you around the van, show you how it operates. In front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll take you through these in person here on site. In the front locker you have your two gas bottle tie downs. We do have the gas pipe work available here on site should you need them. And you can actually connect two bottles at one time with this particular van. So you've got a connection on this side and you've got a connection on the opposite side also. And in the centre here you've got a gas changeover valve. So you'll notice there's a little arrow at the bottom here, which you can actually point to either side of the pipework to allow the gas to flow from the bottle on that side. The red section you see here, when you turn on the gas, if it goes green, it means you've got gas flowing through the van. If that stays red, then it could mean your gas bottle is empty. Coming down the side of the van, you've got your wind down leg on this side of the van at the front to stabilise the van, and again they are only there for stabilising, they are not there for lifting the van. You've then got your Elddis heating and hot water flue, which is there very simply to allow the heating and hot water system to breathe. So you don't ever cover this up, you always leave it open so it can do. You've then got your water pump connection on the side of the van, which you pull up this cover here, pull the pump out or push the pump into the side of the van, and you'll use the cover to lock the pump in place. The pump itself will drop down inside the ack roll, and we'll show you how to fill the system once we go inside the van. Then you've got your battery box and your mains power lead come into the side of the van. So the battery is simply there to demonstrate everything is working. We will remove that before you leave site. The mains power lead plugs into the mains on site, and behind that mains power lead you've also got your motor mover power switch. We've then got the wheels and motor mover. The motor mover will demonstrate while you're here on site also, again, hence why we left the battery on at the moment. Then that will come off, and then the wheel nuts will torque, so you can see they have been tightened correctly. On the back of the van you've then got your two grey waste pipes. These are very simply there to allow the waste water, or the wastewater that comes from the shower system, essentially the fresh water that goes in the front has to come out somewhere, so that is where it comes from. So essentially that is your sinks and your shower on board the van. There'll be two bits of grey pipe that you'll put down inside your waste master to allow the water to come back out. You've then got your toilet locker at the back of the van, which we need to open up. But you'll open up the toilet locker, there's an orange handle at the bottom that you'll pull up to release the cassette. There is a neck on the top of it that turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. The orange cap that is on the neck that turns out is actually a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. Sorry, you don't have the pink fluid on this van. And then in that cassette you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. On the back of the van on either side you've got your wind down leg to stabilise the caravan. Now we've only got one down for the purpose of handover, but like I said with the front legs you'd never lift the caravan with these legs. Side of the van you've got your fridge vents, which are very simply there to allow hot air out the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in, and behind one of those there'll also be a gas flue. You've then got the main door, you've got your storage locker for underneath the front seating area, which you can open up with the key for the caravan, your last wind down leg, and your barbecue gas point at the front. Going on to the inside of the caravan now. So on the inside of the door as you come in you've got 4 switches just here. The switch here, the third switch in from the door, is your main power switch for the caravan. So if I turn that off, all of the power internally would then go off. You've got your awning lights, you've got your interior lights and awning lights on the, interior lights and awning light on these 2 switches here. And then you've got your offside lights on this one, or your internal lights on this one just here. So internal and awning lights on these 2 switches, plus internal lights on this switch as well. The main power switch is this one for the caravan. Above that you've got your voltmeter for the battery on board the caravan. You've got your view levels for the water system on board the caravan, which I'll show you how to fill in a moment. You've got then your water pump runs and your water pump main power switch. Above that you've got your heating and hot water control panel, which I'll come back to in a moment. So the first thing we need to do is fill the water system up on board the caravan. Now I'm going to show you how to fill it from the ack roll to the hot water tank on board the caravan. So underneath the seat here you've got the yellow drain down valve. That yellow drain down valve needs to be parallel with the floor before you fill the water system up. If that valve is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, all of the water inside of the caravan will drain straight back onto the floor underneath. So once that valve is parallel with the floor, you're almost ready to fill the system. Obviously we connected the aqua roll on the outside, which you've already seen. We'll then come over to every hot tap on, or every tap on board the caravan and open them all up on the hot side. Now you will actually notice I've already filled the system to speed up the process. It does take about 5 or 10 minutes. So you'll open all the taps up on the hot side, as you can see there. You'll then come over to the control panel by the door. You'll turn on the pump switch on the end here, and you'll set it to external at the bottom. So you'll flick this switch down, and that will allow the water system to run straight from the aqua roll on the outside to the hot water tank. Now, like I said, you have got an onboard water storage tank, which I'll show you in a moment. So once the taps are open, the water system will start filling up, and when it's running continuously out of every tap, you can then shut every tap back off. So to fill the onboard water tank, a very similar way of doing it. So instead of turning it onto external and having all the taps open, you'd have all the taps open and you put it onto internal. At that point, it will start drawing water from the aqua roll on the outside into the onboard water tank. Now, as you can see, it's coming up. I've turned the I've actually turned it onto internal now. The onboard water tank is actually completely full. So I'm going to put it back to external. So when you arrive on site and you're going through the caravan, it'll actually be running from the external water supply. If you want to run it from the internal, you can flick the switch up to the top here, open up the taps, and it will run from the internal supply. Again, you drain it down on that valve underneath the seat. So once both them water systems are full, you can then start thinking about warming the water on gas or electric. So you have this control panel here just inside the door. In the top right hand corner, you have an indicator to let you know you've got mains power coming into the van. Below that, you've got the current room temperature. We hit the menu button. At the top here, we've got the option of room temperature. You've got plus or minus to set your room temperature on board the caravan. So that goes all the way up to 30 degrees, which is a real 30 degrees. It's not one of these 30 degrees where it feels, you know, it says it is, but it's not. It will actually warm up to that temperature. Below that, you have your hot water settings. So you've got hot water on. So when this bar's half full, just here. And then if I press the button again, you've actually got hot water boost when you're showering on board the caravan. So like I said, bar halfway up is water on, which is around 35 to 40 degrees. When you're showering, you'll need to hit that button again to put it on to boost, so that it allows the water system to boost as you are showering. The next one down here with the power symbol is the amount of power you have coming into the caravan from the caravan site you are on. So you've got the choice of 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts coming into the van. Now it will depend on what power the site you are on has available. So for instance, if you've got 1 kilowatt available, you'll set the 1 kilowatt. If you've got 2, you'll have 2, and if not, 3. But that will all depend, like I said, on the site office, the site you're on. And if you ask at the site office when you arrive on site, they'll be able to clarify what power supply you can run the heating and hot water on. Down the bottom here, you have a flame symbol, which is your gas operation. So if the gas is connected, you can hit the button here at the bottom. It will self-ignite on gas, and if it failed to ignite, it would come up with gas fail at the bottom. Both the electric and the gas controls here are only relevant for the heating and hot water systems. I'll take you through the other systems in a second. Bottom right hand side here, we have some advanced options, which we do advise you read the manual for that comes with the caravan. If I was to take you through these in the video would probably be about 2 to 3 hours long. So that's your control, main power switch, your lighting either side, your water pump run, internal and external control for which supply you want to run from, voltmeter, water level on board the van, and your heating and hot water control panel at the top. Next thing we go to is the cooker, or the hob, sorry, first. The hob has an electric ring at the top here, which will work off the 240 supply when you connect it to it on site. You then have your 3 gas rings, which work completely off the gas system on board the van. Same with your hob, grill and oven, and you have your igniter on the front here and your light just there for the cooker itself. Water systems we've already been through. The fridge on board the caravan, very, very simple to use. You've got power on the left hand side here. At the moment it's trying to ignite on gas. If it fails to ignite on gas, which it will in a moment, obviously because there's no gas bottles on board the van, it will flash the pilot light just here, and it will also flash the red warning light on the right hand side. You've then got your 240 mains control, 240 power, so you can select mains power as your option to power the fridge. Or on the right hand side here, you've got 12 volt, which allows the fridge to work as a cool box. And as you can see at the moment, it won't do that due to the fact we're not connected to a car. So the 12 volt supply is always the power source from the car you are towing with, not from the 12 volt battery on board the caravan. When you are on gas or main, you can actually control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side here. And obviously the higher you go, the colder the fridge will be. Above that you have the microwave. To turn the microwave on, you need to hit the eco button. The reason being is it actually turns itself off after a few minutes of being active, just so it doesn't waste power. So it's actually an eco microwave, so when you're on site you won't be drawing quite as much power. Going into the bathroom, very simple to operate bathroom. Shower is the same as your household, the same as your taps, etc. The tail rail in the bathroom, when you have had the heating on, holds heat for a long time. So please do be aware of that, especially if you've got young ones in the van. And just make sure they keep their hands away from it while they're in here, as like I said, they do hold heat for quite a while. On the back of the toilet, you've got an electric flush for the toilet system. You have a toilet full indicator light here that lets you know when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. Below the toilet, you have your toilet waste flap that allows the waste into the cassette underneath the caravan. And for your convenience, the toilet seat does turn. However, when you're removing the cassette from underneath the caravan, you need to make sure it's square with the back of the toilet panel itself. So you need to make sure it's pointing straight towards essentially this cabinet just here. Like I said, the red light will appear when the toilet waste cassette is full. So this is the Elddis Crusader Tempest EB. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give me a call or give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.